There is a hidden law in this universe, quiet, invisible, and unfailing. It is working for you right now, whether you know it or not. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every belief you hold is shaping the conditions of your life with absolute precision. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is random. And the moment you awaken to this truth, fear begins to dissolve like mist under the morning sun. As Florence Scovel Shinn taught, your word is your wand. What you decree, you invite. What you affirm, you become. So if your life has felt heavy, uncertain, or out of alignment, it is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is only a sign that your inner language needs renewal, because the outer world is nothing but a mirror faithfully reflecting the inner one. Change the inner speech, and the reflection must change. Today, I offer you 10 powerful affirmations, spiritual commands, not mere wishes. Speak them slowly. Speak them with authority. Speak them as one who knows that the infinite intelligence within you cannot fail. Affirmation 1. All is well in my world. Even when appearances suggest otherwise, a deeper order is unfolding. What seems like delay may be protection. What seems like loss may be redirection. There is a wisdom beyond human planning, arranging circumstances for your highest good. When you declare that all is well, you align yourself with that wisdom, and chaos begins to organize itself into harmony. Affirmation 2. Divine love now dissolves every problem. Love is not sentimental weakness. It is the most powerful force in existence. It melts resistance, heals relationships, and opens doors that force can never move. Imagine every difficulty bathed in light, softened, transformed, neutralized. Affirmation 3. I am safe, guided, and protected at all times. Fear is born from the illusion of separation, but you are never alone. There is an unseen presence walking ahead of you, clearing the path, arranging meetings, preventing dangers you never even know existed. When you feel anxious, return to this truth. You are carried, not abandoned. Affirmation 4. Unexpected good comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. Life does not have to struggle to deliver blessings. Supply is not limited to your job, your bank account, or your visible opportunities. Good can arrive through strangers, sudden ideas, chance encounters, or doors that open without effort. Expect miracles, and you train your mind to notice them. Affirmation 5. I release the past and step into my new life now. The past has no power except the power you continue to give it. Old mistakes, old wounds, old disappointments, these are shadows that fade when you stop turning toward them. Your life is not behind you. It is in front of you, waiting for your consent to begin again. Affirmation 6. I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. Unworthiness is the silent thief of destiny. It causes people to reject blessings before they even arrive. But you were not created to live small, hidden, or deprived. You are meant to express abundance, joy, and beauty as naturally as a flower. Blooms. Affirmation 7. Everything I need is already on its way to me. You do not have to chase what is meant for you. Your role is to prepare, believe, and remain open. The right people, the right opportunities, the right resources are moving toward you even now, orchestrated by forces beyond your sight. Affirmation 8. Peace fills my mind, body, and environment. Peace is not the absence of activity. It is the presence of inner stillness. When you cultivate peace within, You become untouchable by outer turbulence. Your calm becomes a stabilizing force that influences everyone around you. Affirmation 9. I trust the timing of my life. Impatience creates tension, trust creates flow. What is delayed is not denied. Seeds sprout underground long before they break the surface. Your desires are germinating in unseen soil. Allow them time to grow strong roots. Affirmation 10. Today, something wonderful is happening for me. Say this upon waking. Say it before stepping outside. Say it when doubt whispers. Your expectation becomes a magnet, drawing circumstances that fulfill it. Life begins to surprise you, not with problems, but with blessings. And now, feel these words settling into you, not as poetry, not as fantasy, but as living truth. You are not trying to create a new reality. You are awakening to the good that has always been available. The universe is not against you. It is waiting for your instruction dot, so stand tall in your spirit. Speak as one who has authority. Walk as one who is supported. Breathe as one who is safe. And remember, no matter what today looks like on the surface, beneath it all a perfect plan is unfolding. All is well. All is being made well. All shall be well. If these affirmations resonated with you, speak them daily, write them down, share them with someone who needs hope today, and claim your transformation now, because the life you desire begins the moment you decide to believe that all is truly well. Asterisk, your words shape your reality, because every spoken sentence is a seed planted in the invisible soil of life. Long before any condition appears in the outer world, it has already taken form in thought and language. People often believe that circumstances create their feelings, but in truth, their words are quietly creating their circumstances. Speak fear, and the body tightens, opportunities shrink, and the mind scans for danger. Speak peace, and the nervous system softens, perception widens, and solutions that were always present suddenly come into view. The universe responds not to what you wish silently in passing, but to what you consistently declare with feeling and belief. This is why careless speech drains power, while deliberate speech generates it. Many go through their days announcing defeat without realizing it, saying they are overwhelmed, unlucky, exhausted, stuck, or worried, then wondering why life continues to mirror those states back to them with unwavering loyalty. Every word carries vibration, intention, and direction. It instructs your mind on what to focus on, your body on how to feel, and your behavior on how to act. When you say, "Nothing ever works out for me," the mind begins collecting evidence to prove that statement true. Small successes are dismissed. Neutral events are interpreted negatively, and setbacks are magnified until they appear like confirmation of fate. But when you say, "Things are always working out for me," the same world looks different. Obstacles become stepping stones, delays become preparation, and unexpected turns become guidance rather than punishment. The external facts may not change immediately, but your relationship to them transforms at once. And that shift alone alters the path ahead. That peace is not something you wait for the world to give you. It is something you generate with your inner language. When storms arise, most people amplify them with their speech, describing the problem again and again until it grows larger than life itself. Yet the one who quietly affirms peace becomes like the eye of the storm still, centered, unmoved. From that place, wise action emerges naturally. Panic clouds judgment, but peace clarifies it. Fear scatters energy, but calm gathers it. This is why the simple declaration, all is well, is not denial, it is alignment. It calls forth the higher intelligence within you that already knows how to navigate complexity without strain. Consider how quickly the body responds to words. A single harsh sentence can tighten the chest, quicken the pulse, and flood the bloodstream with stress. Hormones. Likewise, a gentle assurance can slow the breath, relax the muscles, and restore balance within moments. Your physiology listens to your speech as faithfully as your mind does. When you repeatedly affirm peace, you are not only shaping events, but also retraining your nervous system to dwell in safety rather than alarm. Over time, this becomes your baseline state, and life begins to meet you at that level of steadiness. Faith is simply sustained attention in a positive direction. When you affirm peace while everything around you appears chaotic, you are choosing faith over appearance. You are declaring that the unseen order is more powerful than visible disorder. This does not mean you ignore problems. It means you refuse to crown them as rulers of your inner world. You handle them, but you do not bow to them. Your words become an anchor dropped into deep water, holding you steady while waves crash on the surface. Many people wait until they feel peaceful before they speak peaceful words, but the law works in reverse. You speak peace first, and the feeling follows. Emotions are not masters, they are responses. If you wait for the perfect mood, you surrender your authority to circumstance. But when you speak as one who has dominion over your inner climate, you begin to experience a quiet strength that does not depend on external approval or control. Your speech also influences how others respond to you. A person who habitually speaks calmly invites cooperation, while one who speaks with tension invites resistance. This is not mystical. It is deeply practical. People feel safer around peace, more open, more willing to help, more inclined to trust. Thus, by affirming peace, you are not only changing yourself, but subtly reshaping the behavior of everyone in your environment. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forms of peaceful speech. When you give thanks, even before results appear, you signal that you trust the process of life. Gratitude dissolves the frantic energy of grasping and replaces it with quiet expectancy. It shifts attention from what is missing to what is present, and whatever you attend to expands in your awareness. The grateful mind sees abundance where the anxious mind sees scarcity. Silence also has a role in shaping reality. Not every thought deserves to become a word. Sometimes the most powerful action is to refuse expression to fear altogether. Let it pass through without granting it voice. Speak only what you are willing to see multiplied. Words once released cannot be recalled. They echo in memory, influence decisions, and ripple outward in ways impossible to measure. Consistency matters more than intensity. A single passionate declaration followed by hours of worry sends mixed signals. But steady, gentle repetition builds momentum. Like water wearing down stone, peaceful speech gradually reshapes even the most stubborn patterns. You may not notice dramatic change at first, yet one day you realize that situations which once triggered anxiety now barely disturb you, and challenges that once seemed overwhelming now feel manageable. Even instructive to affirm peace is to choose mastery over reaction. It is to remember that while you cannot control every event, you can always choose the meaning you assign to it. Meaning shapes emotion, emotion shapes action, and action shapes outcome. Thus, the chain begins with interpretation, and interpretation is guided by language. Change the language, and you redirect the entire sequence. When you awaken in the morning, your first words set the tone for the day. Speak dread, and the day feels heavy before it begins. Speak gratitude and calm expectation, and you step into the hours ahead with openness. Throughout the day, small affirmations act like course corrections, keeping you aligned even when distractions pull at you. Before sleep, peaceful words quiet the mind and prepare the subconscious to work on your behalf during the night, integrating lessons, restoring energy, and generating creative solutions. You are not at the mercy of random forces. You are participating in a responsive universe that mirrors your dominant inner state. Speak peace not as a fragile hope, but as a confident decree. Let your words become a refuge you carry everywhere, a portable sanctuary no circumstance can take from you. In time, you will discover that life itself begins to echo your tone, meeting you with the same calm assurance you have been offering it all along. Release fear and the past, because both are prisons built from memory and imagination rather than present reality. Fear lives in anticipation, projecting shadows of what might happen, while the past lives in recollection, replaying what has already ended. Neither exists in the now, yet both can dominate the mind so completely that the present moment where power actually resides becomes inaccessible. Many people unknowingly walk forward while looking backward, measuring new opportunities against old wounds, expecting new relationships to repeat former disappointments, assuming that tomorrow must resemble yesterday simply because it always has. But life is not obligated to repeat your history unless you carry that history into the future with you. Fear often disguises itself as caution or realism, whispering that it is protecting you from harm. In truth, it frequently prevents you from receiving good that would have arrived if you had remained open. It narrows perception until possibilities shrink into a single anticipated outcome, usually the worst one. When fear dominates, the body contracts, breathing becomes shallow, and the mind scans for threats even in neutral situations. This state is exhausting because it requires constant vigilance, as though danger lurks behind every corner. Yet most of what you fear never materializes, and the energy spent worrying could have been used to build, create, or connect. The past, meanwhile, exerts its influence through emotional residue. An old betrayal can make trust feel dangerous. A past failure can make effort seem pointless. A painful loss can make joy feel temporary or risky. These impressions linger not because they are permanent truths, but because they were experienced intensely. The mind remembers what hurt as a survival strategy, hoping to avoid repetition. However, this protective mechanism becomes harmful when it blocks growth. You cannot step into a new chapter while clinging to the script of the previous one. Releasing the past does not mean denying that it happened. It means refusing to let it define what is possible now. Imagine carrying a heavy suitcase long after, leaving the place it belonged. At some point, the burden serves no purpose except to slow you down. Forgiveness of others and of yourself is how you set that suitcase down. Forgiveness is not approval of wrongdoing. It is the decision to stop carrying its weight. Resentment binds you to the event as surely as chains, while forgiveness dissolves the bond and returns your energy to you. Self-forgiveness is often the most difficult. People replay their mistakes endlessly as if punishment could rewrite history. They label themselves by their lowest moments, forgetting that growth itself proves they are no longer the same person who made those choices. If you learned, evolved, or gained compassion through hardship, then the experience has already fulfilled its highest purpose. Continuing to condemn yourself only prolongs suffering without producing wisdom, trusting that a higher intelligence is guiding everything for your good requires a shift from control to cooperation. Humans prefer predictability because it creates the illusion of safety, yet many of life's greatest blessings arrive through unexpected turns. A closed door forces you toward a path you would never have chosen voluntarily. A delay prevents you from rushing into something misaligned. A loss clears space for something more fitting. In the moment, these events feel disruptive or unfair, but in hindsight, they often reveal hidden order. Guidance does not always announce itself dramatically. It may appear as a quiet intuition, a sudden idea, a chance meeting, or a persistent nudge you cannot explain logically. Fear drowns out these signals because it speaks loudly and urgently, while intuition speaks calmly and steadily. When you quiet fear, even slightly, you create room to hear the subtler voice that leads you forward. Acting on that guidance builds confidence, not because you control the outcome, but because you experience that you are not navigating alone. Asterisk letting go also involves releasing the need to know every step in advance. You are shown what you need when you need it, not all at once. Demanding certainty before moving often results in paralysis, while taking a small step in trust reveals the next piece of the path. Progress unfolds like a lantern lighting a dark road, only a few feet visible at a time, yet enough to keep going safely. Asterisk. Fear thrives on what if, imagining countless negative scenarios. Trust replaces what if with even if. Even if challenges arise, you will handle them. Even if plans change, new opportunities will appear. Even if something ends, something else will begin. This mindset transforms uncertainty from a threat into a field of possibility. Your body recognizes trust as safety. Muscles loosen, breath deepens, and mental clarity returns. Decisions made from this state tend to be wiser because they are not driven by panic. You respond rather than react. You observe rather than assume. You become capable of patience, which allows situations to unfold fully before you intervene. Releasing fear in the past also changes how you perceive others. Instead of expecting harm, you become open to kindness. Instead of bracing for rejection, you allow connection. This openness invites experiences that confirm your new expectations, gradually replacing old narratives with new ones. Life begins to feel less like a battlefield and more like a landscape to explore. There will still be moments when fear resurfaces, because patterns ingrained over years do not vanish overnight. The difference is that you no longer treat fear as an authority. You acknowledge it, then return your attention to trust. Each time you do this, the old pattern weakens and the new one strengthens. Over time, trust becomes your default response rather than your exception. Releasing the past frees energy that was previously tied up in rumination. That energy becomes available for creativity, joy, learning, and presence. You notice details you once overlooked, opportunities you once dismissed, beauty you once hurried past. The world does not necessarily change, but your experience of it becomes richer and more spacious. Living without the constant burden of fear feels lighter, almost unfamiliar at first. You may catch yourself waiting for something to go wrong simply because calm used to be temporary. With practice, you realize that peace can be stable, not fragile. It is not dependent on perfection, but on perspective. Trusting that everything is ultimately working for your good does not mean every moment will be pleasant. It means every moment can be meaningful, instructive, or preparatory. Difficult experiences refine qualities that ease cannot develop: resilience, compassion, discernment, courage. When viewed through this lens, even hardship becomes part of a supportive process rather than evidence of abandonment. As you release fear and the past, you reclaim authorship of your life. You are no longer reacting to echoes, but responding to reality. You stop rehearsing old pain and start imagining new possibilities. You discover that the present moment, once obscured by memory and worry, is actually spacious, workable, and alive, with potential. In that space, guidance becomes clearer, choices become freer, and the future becomes something you step into with quiet confidence rather than guarded hesitation. Expect miracles daily, not as rare interruptions of natural law, but as expressions of a deeper law that operates beyond the limits of ordinary perception. Most people move through life anticipating problems, delays, disappointments, and inconveniences, training their minds to scan for what could go wrong. This expectation acts like a filter, highlighting every irritation while overlooking countless small blessings that arrive quietly. When you reverse this habit and begin to expect good, unexpected kindness, timely solutions, fortunate coincidences, you awaken to a different dimension of experience. Life starts to feel less like a struggle against circumstances and more like a collaboration with an intelligent, responsive universe. A miracle is often not a dramatic event that defies physics, but a perfectly timed occurrence that aligns so seamlessly with your needs that it feels guided. It may be meeting the right person at precisely the right moment, receiving information that changes everything, discovering an opportunity you did not know existed, or finding strength you did not realize you possessed. These moments happen constantly, yet they pass unnoticed when the mind is preoccupied with worry. Expectation sharpens perception. What you anticipate, you become skilled at recognizing. Your attitude upon waking sets the stage for these recognitions. If you begin the day bracing for stress, your body tenses and your attention narrows, making it difficult to notice subtle openings. But if you rise with the quiet thought that something wonderful is preparing itself for you, your posture softens, your breathing deepens, and your senses become more receptive. You walk into the day alert but not anxious, attentive but not strained. This receptive state is fertile ground for synchronicity, where events seem to arrange themselves with elegant precision. Miracles also require openness to unexpected forms. Often people reject blessings because they arrive disguised as inconvenience or change. A canceled plan may free you for a better opportunity. A closed door may redirect you toward a path that suits you far more. A conversation that seems ordinary may contain a single sentence that alters your perspective permanently. Expecting miracles means trusting that even disruptions can carry hidden gifts. Gratitude amplifies this process. When you acknowledge even the smallest positive occurrences, a helpful stranger, a moment of beauty, a solution that came easier than expected, you reinforce the belief that good is active in your life. This belief encourages you to notice more of the same, creating a cycle in which appreciation deepens awareness, and awareness reveals additional reasons for appreciation. Over time, what once seemed rare begins to feel natural, Doubt, on the other hand, acts like a closed gate. It insists that only what is already known or predictable can happen, dismissing anything beyond that as unrealistic. While caution has its place, excessive skepticism limits experience to the narrow band of what has happened before. Expecting miracles expands that band, allowing room for novelty, creativity, and surprise. It does not abandon reason. It simply refuses to treat past patterns as permanent boundaries. Your words reinforce your expectations. Saying nothing good ever happens conditions the mind to ignore evidence to the contrary, while saying good things are always finding me primes the brain to detect opportunity. Language shapes attention, and attention shapes reality as you experience it. Even in challenging circumstances, framing events as temporary or instructive keeps you open to positive developments that may already be unfolding behind the scenes. Trust plays a central role because miracles often involve timing you cannot control. Seeds germinate in darkness before they break through the soil. Projects evolve in hidden stages before visible results appear. Relationships deepen gradually through small interactions that accumulate meaning over time. If you demand immediate proof, you may abandon the process just before it bears fruit. Expectation without impatience creates space for natural development. Openness also means being willing to participate. Miracles are not always delivered passively. Sometimes they arrive as inspiration urging you to act. An idea may surface that seems simple yet powerful. A sudden impulse may guide you to call someone, visit a place, or try something new. Acting on these nudges, even when they appear minor, often sets in motion that chain of events far larger than the initial step. What feels like coincidence afterward was actually cooperation between your willingness and unseen orchestration. Fear can obscure miracles by convincing you that good fortune is fragile or undeserved. It whispers that if something feels too easy or too positive, it must be temporary. Releasing this suspicion allows you to receive without bracing for loss. You begin to enjoy positive experiences fully instead of waiting for them to end. This enjoyment itself strengthens your capacity for joy, making it easier to recognize and welcome future blessings. Miracles frequently appear in the form of resilience as well. Discovering that you can endure difficulty, adapt, and continue forward is itself extraordinary. The human capacity for recovery, physical, emotional, spiritual, is vast. When you trust this capacity, challenges lose their power to intimidate. You know that even if circumstances are not ideal, you possess resources within you that will respond creatively. Community can also become a conduit for miracles. Support arrives through people, friends, strangers, mentors, collaborators, whose presence at the right time feels almost providential. By maintaining openness and goodwill, you make it easier for these connections to form. Isolation, whether physical or emotional, reduces the channels through which help can reach you. Patience ensures that you do not overlook gradual miracles. Not all transformations are sudden. Many unfold quietly, like dawn replacing night. Habits improve, understanding deepens, confidence grows, health strengthens, relationships stabilize. Because these changes are incremental, they may go unnoticed until you compare your present state with your past and realize how far you have come. Expecting miracles includes honoring slow progress as much as dramatic breakthroughs. The mind eventually adapts to this orientation, becoming less reactive and more curious. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what might be emerging here? Curiosity keeps you engaged rather than defeated, attentive rather than withdrawn. It transforms uncertainty from a threat into a mystery, waiting to reveal itself. Living in expectation of miracles does not eliminate responsibility, it enhances it. You still make choices, take action, learn from mistakes, and contribute effort. The difference is that you no longer feel alone in the process.